Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the Real Talk Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt City, along with the Darkwing, Brian Daly.
What up?
And behind the board is not the sign guy, but he tagged in the tag team partner of the tag team partner, and that is Mr. Ralph Delavecchio. Yeah, okay, he's got nothing to say. All right, anyway, we're getting a what?
I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah. It's very convenient considering the fact that he wants to trade the captain away every single time. But anyway, that's not here nor there. Anyway, this is the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, located in Cherry Hill, Burlington, and Princeton, New Jersey. There's Dr. Paul Vidal is the guy that you want to go to. He'll take care of all your specialized physical therapy needs, and you can find him on the web at www.specializedphysicaltherapy.com. All right. Well, Bri, obviously, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving last week.
I did.
Nice.
I worked the entire day, but
Oh.
I mean, it is what it is.
Hopefully you had a nice Thanksgiving meal after that, though. Nice hearty meal.
This is not a plug, but I had a nice hoagie from Wawa.
Ah, well, there you go. But also on top of that, Ralph, did you have yourself a good feast?
Yeah, I did. A lot of family came over. We were good to go and watched the Cowboys lose, so it was cherry on top.
Good Italian, Turkey Day celebration, watching the Eagles' arch rival take a nice little loss on their schedule.
Absolutely.
So, nice, pleasant day, pleasant feelings all around.
And the shame they couldn't take advantage of that, but that's a conversation for another day.
But it's Carson Wentz's fault. Remember that. It's his fault that the defense couldn't stop the Miami Dolphins.
Stop it.
Anyway, all right. So, good feelings all around in the city of brotherly love. I hope so, on Thanksgiving. And good feelings have come through to the Philadelphia Flyers. The orange and black celebrating several games they have won now, just kicking ass and taking names all up and down the ice. They capped off a nice little win against the Toronto Maple Leafs a couple of nights ago, and it was actually pretty crazy because even though the score does say 6-1, that score is a little deceptive. It was a very highly contested game through most of it. It was at the very tail end when the Flyers got a beautiful goal by Travis Konechny that put them up 3-1. That was when the Maple Leafs they just said, fuck it, and it fell right the hell apart. And the Flyers scored, what would it be? It would have been 3 more goals. They scored 3 more goals on the Maple Leafs, 1, 2, 3, and it was 6-1 by the end of it. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was wound up being 3 goals in the span of 2.5 minutes or something like that. It was the fastest one of the top 3 times that they had the fastest 3 goals in franchise history or something like that. But it was amazing just to watch them just kind of ramp it up in the third period. It was a strong defensive game on both sides. Both goalies played out of their minds. Obviously, Freddie kind of fell apart, but you see the Flyers taking advantage of a team that was down. Took a really nice pass to Giroux to score a goal, and a couple nice snipes from Gostisbehere and Konechny. Empty netter by Farabee. That's the way you need to make a statement in the Eastern Conference right now is beating teams like Toronto, high-powered offenses.
Absolutely. And the Flyers actually take the season series victory against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And it's a good vibe all around for them. And Carter Hart getting a strong win and looked strong in the game, as there were a few scary moments that the Flyers had to deal with there. But great job, though, by Carter Hart. He was there. He was up for the challenge and up to the task, and he handled it just well. And you like seeing that out of the young buck and seeing him continue to progress and continue to come into form here at the NHL level.
Absolutely. And to all you guys that were saying trade Carter Hart earlier in the year, you really want to trade that right now?
That's laughable.
Listen, A2D, we sell clues here. You can buy a clue for $49.99 plus tax.
That, and you can also buy that lovely hat that's sitting up there, and a T-shirt. I believe it's $25 for a piece, and you can get yourself some really awesome gear. So you can buy yourself a clue, and also buy yourself gear from the people that sold you that clue at the same time.
Absolutely. I believe it's $20 for the hat, and you get 2 T-shirts for $40.
Yeah, so you got a deal going on.
Hit up Tom Arnone, Greg Malakovic. Head up those guys. they'll take care of you.
Yeah, they'll make sure you're all nice and taken care of and comfy out there.
I got to tell you, it's good gear, though.
It is. It is. I got the shirt. It's an awesome shirt. And I believe you have a nice hat that A2D has.
I do.
Nice.
I do. I need to start wearing it again.
It's all right, though. You're all hockeyed up right now, supporting your Anaheim Ducks love here.
As much as they suck. But anyway, a couple comments. We got some comments rolling in here real quick. We got Trevor Harris saying, "What's up, fellas? Glad to have you back. We're glad to be back there, Trev."
We are, man. It's been a rough couple of weeks that we couldn't have a show, but hey, we're back now. And that's the important thing.
For those noticing, Mr. Povia is not here with us. He had to work a little later than expected. So
yeah, so unfortunately
he's got to miss.
Yeah, little MIA, but it's all right though. We got little Brian right here. We got medium Brian right there. Big Brian's all packed up, so we don't know where he is. So
Big Brian's somewhere.
Yeah, he's somewhere. But hey, you know what though? Also, before we get into any more of those comments, we are closing out this lovely studio here for the Hockey Happy Hour. We'll be moving into the new place real soon.
Yeah,
so
can't wait.
That's exciting
Can't wait.
news
Very exciting.
right there. And our last show, we might as well make it a good one with the live reactions of the Flyers and the Coyotes tonight.
Love it. Love it. What else we got here? We got Trevor saying, "Great, here comes the hot takes from Ralph."
I mean, hey, Ralph, what hot takes you got on the Flyers right now?
None, because they're playing good.
Well, you don't want to.
It's still early.
Hold on.
It's still early.
Hold on. You don't want to trade a certain player on the Flyers right now to get,
Now, he's on the nice list right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now, okay. And then if the Flyers were to lose to this game, hopefully not.
Which is just underway.
If hypothetically that happens, then he's back on the naughty list and it's time to trade him again?
We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Ralphie's making his list somewhere. He's still got to check it twice.
He does, yeah. It is that time of the year.
Yes. Eileen Pompey says, "Good evening, gentlemen." Eileen, how are we?
Hello, Eileen.
Let's see. She also goes on to say, "Go Flyers."
Hell yeah.
Pove, who unfortunately isn't here. We miss you tonight, Pove. He says, "Amen, Maddie. Fuck Toronto." He also goes on to say, "Hart looking good,"
Yes,
which he is.
He is.
Another face-off
Very
already?
good. Yeah, stoppage already.
David Roscoe, what's up, Ryan? Dave, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Dave.
Stephanie Hoover, what's up, Steph?
Hey, Steph.
Says it was unfucking believable.
It was, man. That 6-goal outburst was it was pretty.
This is a great question from Trevor. Hi, Ralph. This one's angled at you.
Oh, boy.
Where's all the Trade Giroux people at as well?
That's great. Oh, man. Hey, at least we don't have to play that sound effect of Ralph, At least we can get it. We escaped that for the week of Ralphie singing, I mean, I will say, though, you are better than Taylor Swift. I will give you that one.
Thank you.
You are a lot better than her. So, and if she's if she's at the top of the charts, then that means Ralphie needs to have himself a freaking, gold record by now, for Christ's sake. Anyway.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
This is fun. This is fun. Ready? Tyler Cousins chimes in saying, "Go Sabres." What's up, Tyler? Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi.
Sabres, huh?
Sabres.
He also wants to know, who do we have in the Sabres Flames game tonight?
I'm going to go Flames, only because I hate the Sabres.
Honestly, I'm gonna say the Sabres. The Sabres are playing really good hockey right now. They're playing really good hockey right now. I believe they're in second or third place in the division. Flames are just floundering right now, even with the firing of Bill Peters, which I think is a great thing for the Flames, regardless of the situation that led to it. But I think Sabres will beat the Flames. I really do. Jack Eichel is just unreal right now.
I mean, we've been talking about for a while how the Sabres, if they could get things to go, like if they could get the offense to gel and they can get some good defense, and the big question mark that's been on them has been their goaltending. If they can get the goaltending situation solidified, then the Sabres actually have a chance to be competitive in their division. The problem is that routinely every year it's been 1 goalie, 2 goalie, 3 goalie, and none of them have really worked out all that well for them at the end of the day. We'll see. We'll see if this continues to be a sign of things to come for the Sabres, because they're young, they're hungry, and, they want to finally make the playoffs and end that long drought that Buffalo's had of not seeing the playoffs. Hell, the Bills want to end it this year, for Christ's sake, and that's saying something.
Bills are what, 9-2?
Yeah, so I mean,
something like that.
So both teams could
Phil
actually.
Kessel's in pain.
Yeah, which is actually bad news for Arizona. Great news for us. But I will say I give a lot of credit to Buffalo right now. I mean, talk about a city that's finally you're seeing two sports teams actually giving a shit. Finally, holy shit, man! The Sabres came out of Sabres have. I wouldn't say they were coming out of nowhere. They had the team to make something happen. It just became the problem of getting it to gel together. That's been their major problem.
Oh, absolutely. And I think they're finally starting to get everything to fall right into place. I think I don't think they're really looking for much more. I mean, a piece here and there, I think they could absolutely make a run for the playoffs and potentially get a first-round win depending on who they draw with the way they're going.
I mean, if they draw Tampa, if Tampa manages to get in on the first round, it's guaranteed.
9-3.
I mean,
9-3. I was close. I was off by one.
Oh, well, still, though, I mean, the Bills are having themselves a season.
Michael Klankoff. What's up, Mikey?
Hey,
what's up, Mikey?
What's going on, man?
Former Hockey Happy Hour host says, what's good, boys?
Oh, not much, man.
Same old, Mikey. Same old.
Watching the Flyers. Doing real good right now, and actually doing better than the Penguins. There's a shocker for once.
Playing good at home. Pens is coming off a 4-0 victory last night against St. Louis. I know St. Louis got shut out.
Well,
what else we got here?
Thank God St. Louis didn't draw Pittsburgh in the Stanley Cup final.
Trevor Harrison, yeah, right. Trevor Harrison, I got to go Sabres. They're playing great hockey, and the Flames are having a Me Too movement.
That was pretty damn good. It. And Arizona scored on their power play.
Go figure. It was Phil Kessel.
Yeah, that figures. They show of course, CSN Philly has to do this. They show the graphic of all the goals and assists that Phil Kessel has on the against the Flyers. Obviously, most of that coming as a Penguin, but he gets a goal here on the power play. Great play
set
up.
Slide right in the slot.
Yeah, it was a great power play. Unfortunately, Provorov and
just out of reach of Couturier.
Yeah,
tipped it right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no.
Oh, wait.
What happened? What?
Watch the puck.
Oh,
it did. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Scratch
What,
that.
were you worried that it went off a skate or something?
No, I thought it hit the post and didn't go all the way in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's
just the angle.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Phil Kessel breaking into the slot with a nice pass. And, it's only one. It's still very, very early in the game.
Yeah, it's still very early in the game. I mean, and we better not lose to the Coyotes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that it's not as bad of a situation as it could have been if you lose to the Coyotes back in the day. It was like one of those moments where you're like, are you really going to lose to the fucking Coyotes? They're actually a good team this year. So they actually have, and they've been doing very, very well. They're second place in their division. So this point in time, they've been doing extremely well.
Real quick, couple comments here on YouTube. We got Pove chiming in saying something similar to what he said on Facebook, saying Hart looking good. And we got Bryce Blackwell. What's up, Bryce? Saying, damn it.
Yeah, reacting to that goal. Ooh. Yeah, all right.
Flyers are 5-3-3 this season when the opponent scores first, so it's not a bad record.
Not terrible at all, which actually it's nice because that means that they've only been scored on first a handful of times this year.
11 times.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, though. If it's only been 11 times, you played how many games so far? That means the Flyers have been scoring first in most of their games. That's
and they're 9-1-4 at home, so, I mean, it makes –
Ooh. Big save there from Elliott.
It's not much you should be really worrying about right now. Like I said, it's still very early in the game. Not even 5 minutes, not even 4 minutes into the game, and there's still a ton of hockey left. Trevor says, "So hockey's Me Too movement, and how guys are reacting to it." Yeah, I get it. Yeah. The Bill Peters things was that's a mess, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, that is.
We'll get into that a little later on into the show.
I mean, between the whole between the whole situation of Don Cherry stuff with that whole thing blowing up, and now this, it's like, damn, it's one PC thing after another on everything going on around the NHL right now.
Well, I mean, I guess we could just get into it now. I mean, Bill Peters being resigned from his head coaching position with the Calgary Flames due to how can I put this? Racial remarks to a player about 10 years ago, I believe. It was with the Chicago Blackhawks organization. It was just completely uncalled for. There's no need for anything like that these days in hockey or just in the world in general. And I think Bill Peters rightfully did what he should have done. Obviously, it's a situation that should have gotten taken care of about 5 or 10 years ago when it happened. It's just it's an AC situation. It's a PR nightmare for the Calgary Flames. I think that Calgary Flames handled it fairly well, and I think, like I said, they're better off without Bill Peters. I think he's been a huge weakness for this Calgary Flames team. They were a playoff team last year, and now they're sitting at the bottom of the rankings with, you know who, but I mean, the team is too talented. The team is too talented to be where they are.
Well, no, you're right, and I think that unfortunately this is the kind of crap that you have to avoid happening during the season.
Yeah, pretty much, Trevor.
It's just listen. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't care what the excuse is. People can say like, "Oh, it was a heat of the moment thing. I didn't mean to say it." I'm like, you still said it. Like, it didn't change anything that you did. You still fucking said it.
I mean, you're in a bright light because you're a professional hockey coach. You have to be like, even if you're a player, you have to be careful what you say around players, what you do around players, because you're in that light. Your past will come back to haunt you.
Well, here's something that you can almost compare it to, and this is wrestling, and there's no lazy booking tonight, and this is something that I would have brought up on the air to talk about with Chrome, but Jim Cornette got, for those who are following wrestling, NWA does this whole thing on YouTube nowadays to do their brand and do wrestling. Jim Cornette is a longtime member of the NWA, longtime manager and everything like that. On commentary, they didn't edit this out, they missed it. He'd said something about one of the wrestlers saying, boy, he's the only guy you could slap a bucket of fried chicken on the back of and let him go on a motor scooter through Ethiopia.
Oh, there's another penalty there.
Yeah, he wound up saying something like that live on the air, and a lot of people were like, what? Now, some people could say, I don't see what the big deal is, but a lot of people could kind of say, that kind of sounds like he just said something racist.
That's exactly
it. And that was pretty much how a lot of people took it. And I look at it as like, that was a stupid thing to say. That was a stupid fucking thing to say, and he had to resign because of it. It's the same thing here with Bill Peters. I don't care what your excuse is. I'm like, you could have said you meant something else. It doesn't matter. You still said it, and you still had no choice but to leave. And the Flyers, like you said, are in the box right now with Claude Giroux, which is not good news because Giroux is also a very good penalty killer.
Getting 2 for tripping.
Which sucks ass. But nonetheless, though, yes, it's a very serious situation. And the whole thing with Bill Peters is like, listen, he did resign. Unfortunately, this is not something good for the Calgary Flames right now, right in the middle of their season when they're struggling right now. This is something that can really hurt a team. But it's also something that can make a team rally. And I say that in this form. You had this whole PR disaster, this whole PR nightmare. You got nothing left to lose. You're struggling right out of the gate. Here's the thing. You lost it all. Now it's time to reclaim it. Rise up from the ashes, and the second half is right around the corner, and you never know. There are a lot of teams that have gone worst to first and make runs. Tampa Bay did it, and they won a Stanley Cup. So, I mean, when you look at it this way, holy shit, you can do it. Hockey is one of those sports you can do it in. So, I mean, I'd say for them, like, yeah, it sucks where you're at right now, but you still got time. The window is not closed. You're not eliminated from playoff contention.
It's early December.
You're still got plenty of time to rebuild from this.
It's early December. I believe St. Louis did it in, February?
They did.
And they rallied back.
I mean, the team was never, bad. They just weren't getting wins, and they weren't playing consistently. And their goaltending was a problem.
And like I said, Bill Peters, everywhere he goes, he's not that good of a head coach. Look at what he did in Carolina. He didn't do anything.
That's true. I mean,
look at what he's doing with the very talented team in Calgary. I thought maybe he was actually going to finally get somewhere. No.
I mean, the farthest he got was first round exit against the Colorado Avalanche, and the Avalanche completely shell-shocked the Calgary Flames in that year's playoff. Ooh, Flyers with great chance, and a save made. Damn it. Great opportunity on a backhand try from good old Kevin Hayes there, who, like Ralphie was saying off mic, man, he's lived up to his contract, and he definitely has. So far, it's been pretty damn good for him.
He should wait a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all right. It's all right.
He had the space under the glove. He just couldn't get it there.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, we'll get more chances.
Darcy Kemper's been really, really good for them this year.
He has been. And there you see a guy who's kind of revamped his career out in Arizona after leaving Minnesota and not doing all that well when he left there. And not to say that he was a bad goalie. It's just that after he kind of left Minnesota, that was kind of like, does he have anything left? And look at him now. He's doing very well in Arizona. That happens.
Yeah, here Jake Friel chiming in saying, "What's up, boys? What's up, Jake?"
Hey, Jake.
Brian Elliott stinks, and the poll question, I agree. I wouldn't say he stinks. He's not bad, but he's a backup. That's all he is anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit of a soft goal, but there was a soft coverage in the defense, and Phil Kessel managed to get his way in there.
I think I put more of that on. I put more of that onus on the defense. You got to know where Phil Kessel is. Like, you got to know where your man is. Like, yeah, you got to keep your eye on the puck, but when you got dangerous weapons out there, you got to pay attention. You can't just the onus is it's got to be equally shared. Yeah, could Elliott have made that stop, but still, I give more of that on the defense on that one.
Has Morgan Frost scored a goal yet in Philadelphia?
Yes, he has.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Scored 2, I think 3, something like that. Somewhere around that number. I forget exactly.
I know he's got 2 or 3, but has he actually scored one in the Wells Fargo is what I'm asking.
Oh, yes. I do believe he's scored one in the Wells Fargo Center.
Because that place I was going to say, if he had scored there, the place is going to erupt if he hasn't yet because they're waiting for it. I know he's got a goal against Florida. He's got a goal against
Montreal.
Who did they play?
He has
Who
one.
did they play in the second after Florida? Because I know he had a goal that game too. He had back-to-back.
That was not Montreal. Who did they play? Was it
Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay. Yes, that's who it was. They did a tour of Florida.
But yeah. So I mean, the whole Bill Peters incident, going.
Yeah. And then David Roska chimed in on YouTube about Mike Babcock getting fired, which that's a big deal. I mean, Mike Babcock was a guy that a lot of people thought when he came to Toronto he was going to be able to kind of rally the troops and, turn Toronto into a playoff machine. And unfortunately, his track record in Toronto, he would always get in, but unfortunately they couldn't get through Boston, and that's been their biggest problem. At this point in time, I still say I would say this: Toronto should change their colors of their jerseys. They should not be wearing blue and white. They should wear black and gold.
Carolina.
They should wear black and gold, and Toronto's Maple Leaf should not be there. It should just be property of the Boston Bruins until they can figure out how to beat the Boston Bruins, because the Bruins have owned their sorry asses for their play. Every single time they make the playoffs, they can't get through Boston. I don't really put that illness on Babcock as more as I'd say that the defense has been the main problem for Toronto over the last few years. They have great offensive attack and a great offensive punch, and they can come at you from many different angles. And they have a solid goaltender in Freddie Anderson. Their defense has been a major, major problem with them because every time it's clutch time for them, they give up a goal. It's like, you can't do that. That was one of the biggest problems that held the Flyers back for so many years. The defense was absolute garbage, and that's why we struggled for so many years. Didn't matter that we had Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek and Wayne Simmons and the rest of them. It's like, yeah.
Oh, look, it's my girlfriend. Hi.
Taryn Hatcher. Anyway.
She might be the hottest reporter in all of sports.
I will give you that one. I will agree.
I've seen some really good-looking ones, but
now, yeah,
Taryn, I love you.
I haven't, but you know what? I will say yes. I will agree with you. Taryn Hatcher's the only one I need to see. Right, Ralph? Would you say Taryn Hatcher's the hottest one?
Absolutely.
All right, then. Good. We're all in agreement here.
I mean, I've seen a lot of different sideline reporters, on side ice reporters, whatever you want to call them, and whoo, Taryn.
The smoke show of the smoke shows, right?
That's an understatement. I mean, I follow a good one who does the sideline reports for Ohio State. Her name's Stephanie Otey. She's a good-looking girl, but she's no Taryn Hatcher. Just saying. Anyway, back to hockey.
You know what we need to do on A2D? We need to have a special of just hot sideline reporters and, seriously, I think that this is something that should be looked into. And it should be just everybody on A2D. We all do sub-ins and sub-outs, and there's a penalty coming up on Arizona. And we should just see who's the hottest one. Who's the hottest sideline reporter? Who's the hottest commentator? Who's the hottest anything in sports? And just say, there we go. We found the hottest. Not athletes. Everything else around the athletes. That's what I'm proposing.
Well, you have an opportunity here for the Flyers going on the power play. Looks like a trip. Looks like Chychrun's going for tripping.
I think so. That's weird. I mean, I guess it was a little bit of a trip.
I mean, a trip is a trip.
It
doesn't matter.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't care. I'll take it. I was just like, all right then, cool. So we have ourselves a power play, the first one of the night for the Flyers.
Good opportunity for him to get back in the game.
And there's Gritty standing off to the sideboards. He's getting the crowd all riled up, so hopefully we can get ourselves a goal here, not make Gritty a liar.
Well, that's a huge face-off win there for the Flyers in the offensive zone.
It is, and they turned the puck up.
And they blew it.
Ah.
Greg Malakovic, what's up, Greg?
Hi, Greg.
I agree to the poll. Let's go Fly guys.
All right, then. Flyers power play 14th in the league right now.
It's a lot better than where they were at this point last year.
Yes, absolutely. What was it? I mean,
good opportunity there for JVR.
At one
Couldn't
point,
settle.
One point it was dead last at one point. Like, oh, thank God it is not.
Yeah, so, I mean, as far as jumping back into Mike Babcock while the Flyers are in the defensive zone, I think it was time. I mean, he gave them how many years? It's not that he was necessarily – I think they made some of the wrong moves in the offseason, letting guys like Jake Gardner walk. I think that as much as Morgan Riley is their heart and soul to their defense, losing a guy like Jake Gardner, who's been there for however long he's been there, I can't remember how long he's been. He's been there for a few years. That's huge. That's a voice out of the locker room. That's a leader out of the locker room. It's a leader off the defensive core. And you got to replace him with somebody. It hurts, and I think that's kind of where they're struggling. I mean, Mitch Marner being hurt doesn't help. I don't think anybody else really big is hurt. Losing Tavares with the broken finger, that doesn't help. So, I mean, there's other factors in the Mike Babcock's firing that really he can't do anything about. But I think it was time to shake up the locker room and shake up a voice. Unfortunately, coaches are usually always the first ones to go. But
no, you're right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it. I mean, Mike Babcock is probably going to wind up being and this is pure speculation, Seattle's head coach.
I mean,
since they will be in the league next year.
They will be. If they pick him, they could do a hell of a lot worse as a new team, a new expansion team coming into the league. You could definitely do a hell of a lot worse than a head coaching job. So I would say that right now. That'd be great for Seattle to have Mike Babcock as their head coach. And also, I think Mike Babcock would probably enjoy coaching in the Western Conference again because I actually come to think about it, he coached mostly in the Western Conference. And Toronto was his first team in the East. What?
That's pretty funny. Greg says, Matty is so cold and has so many layers on above his sweater that he looks like me sitting there. That's pretty funny. Brad Ryer chiming in saying Arizona will win. Yeah, that.
Well, we'll see.
That's the appropriate response there, Ralphie.
We'll see.
Rangers stink! Actually, I can't really say much. David Roski says, I want Hall at the Ducks. Hall's not going to the Ducks.
Just trade Gibson?
No. Who was the one team that Taylor Hall's been linked to?
I forget.
It actually makes a lot of sense for him to go there, too. Who the hell was it? Trevor, I need your help. Trevor, where are you at? Taylor Hall was linked to...
We should be giving Trevor a salary at this point for doing research.
Gosh, who was it? It wasn't Edmonton. It was a West Coast team. I know that. Or no, it wasn't. Was it Montreal?
Let me see here.
I want to say it was Montreal.
Okay, rumors, Taylor Hall, Flames, Avalanche, Blues, and Oilers.
Avalanche. Now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, Taylor Hall's in the last year of his contract, so it would make sense. Nathan McKinnon wants to win there now, and the team is set up to win there now.
They are.
David? No, that's not going to happen.
What, Hall to the Ducks again?
Hall to the Ducks.
Yeah.
Specifically Hall for Richie. The value is not even close to the same.
Boy, if you could swing that, though, and you could get Taylor Hall for Richie, I would say your GM is the most brilliant GM in the history of GMs.
Bob Murray's pulled off some magic tricks, but that no. 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 Ain't happening. This ain't NHL 19, bro. I'm sorry. It ain't happening. The Ducks have to worry about getting these young guys ready, not bringing in more people. You bring in a guy like Taylor Hall, you're taking away ice time from somebody who needs it. David Kasha needs to play a full season and stop being hurt. He needs to be on the ice. Who else? Jakob Silverberg needs to get back to his scoring ways. He's not been scoring, but do you take away ice time from somebody else by bringing in a guy like Taylor Hall?
Well, look at it this way. If you wind up getting into the top 5 in the draft, that may actually turn your whole team around like that anyway, because you have talent down there. It's not that you don't have talent. It's just that, if you get that, if you get, say you get the first overall pick, which I don't think you will because you'll have to compete with Detroit, and they're making a good case for themselves for that number 1 overall pick right now. Same thing with Ottawa. But I would say if you get that could turn your whole team around. I mean,
absolutely.
Literally, you will become a pretender and contender, from this season to next season, and next thing you know, you're back in the swing of things.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that we're a pretender now.
I'm not saying that, and that was the wrong choice of words.
Who's Mandy Rose? She's a wrestler. She's extremely hot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Man,
I just had to
just Google it, babe. Google it. You'll find out. You'll find out real fast.
The reason why he asked that question is Greg was like, "What about Hall for Mandy Rose?"
I mean, I'm sure the Devils would like to get Mandy Rose. I guess Taylor Hall will just have to figure out how to fit in the female division in WWE. But, I mean.
Greg's like, are you serious? Google or search on IG. Like right now. But, yeah, I mean, the Ducks are in a position where they can't really – we have the young talent. We're ready. They just need to gel. We got the coach in place, which is going to help. And we got the young players in place. We got the leaders where we want them to be. Everybody just needs to gel. We just need a little bit of time. And bringing in a guy like Taylor Hall, I think will tell that all apart because in order to get a guy like Taylor Hall, the Devils are going to want some of the young talent that we have, some of the young talent that I like, some of the young talent that I'm excited to see. Guys like Max Jones, who's a really good power forward winger. Guys like, who else is up? Troy Terry, Sam Steele, who was a huge steal for the Ducks in the first round, I think he's ready. And these guys just need time to play. Bring in a guy. We don't need Taylor Hall. We don't need Taylor Hall. That's all I'm saying. But that's one guy's opinion.
Almost a breakaway there, but luckily Elliott was able to snuff it out. But
it's one guy's humble opinion.
The humblest of the humble, right?
I am humble. You better believe it. No ego on me.
Mr. PC?
I ain't PC, bro. Wow, that was a nice move there.
Oh.
Couldn't see who that was. Who is that? Who's 13? Is that Clayton Keller, 13?
I think that is. But
that was a nice move by Clayton Keller.
Right now, though, the Coyotes did kill off the Flyers' power play. And actually, the Coyotes are tied for the third fewest in the NHL of first-period goals allowed. So that should give us a
shot there.
pretty good sign of, usually the Coyotes come at you and usually do very well in the first period. But the Flyers do very well on top of that. So let's see. Flyers with a setup here.
Yeah,
Tried
two
to get
guys
it
in
to
the slot. Sanheim got tied up.
It's all right, though. They still have it. Back to the point. Shot. Oh, save. Puck's out there, and they couldn't get to it. Damn. That sucks.
Good way to clear the puck.
Well, it was a good clear for them, but damn, that was a great opportunity for the Flyers there. Great stop there from Kemper, but then the puck flew up into the air and fell right down right next to him with a wide-open goal.
I mean, aside from that power play goal, Flyers defense has done a pretty good job of keeping everybody else at bay.
They have been.
Not really allowing them to get set up or allow any really good scoring opportunities. I saw a couple, but nothing really too threatening. I mean, Clayton Keller had the other real scoring threat.
Nothing that Phoenix hasn't done either. Nothing that Arizona. Nothing else that Arizona's been allowing either. It's kind of been pretty evenly matched in this first period.
Yeah, Flyers look like they're starting to take over the time of possession here in the second half of the first period. So it looks like they're trying to get their feeling time is gone. They're starting to attack now.
Yeah, Coyotes haven't had a shot actually since the goal. So that's.
They call icing on that, or is that offsides?
I think they called. Did they call icing? They're all going down to the Flyer zone. Why would you call icing on that?
By the way, can I just say Matt Niskanen is a Flyer?
Oh, yes, 110%. Absolutely. I loved it when we traded for him because we traded up Rocco Gudis for him. I'm like, good. We traded away someone that
it was icing.
Okay. So it's like, I mean,
And again,
I was very happy that when we traded Rocco Gudis to get Matt Niskanen. I don't know why people had a problem with it when they first heard it. I'm like, yeah, was Matt Niskanen? Is he the same Matt Niskanen that was on the Capitals or the Penguins? No, he's a little bit older, but it doesn't matter. He's still got value. What the fuck what was the big deal? We got him for Rocco Gudis.
Well, people liked Rocco Gudis. That was the thing. He was. People thought of him as definitive of Flyers hockey, Broad Street hockey, and to me, he just wasn't that guy. I mean, he had his moments where he was good, but Matt Niskanen's better. Matt Niskanen's a guy who brings a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And right now, he's easily the best Flyers defenseman.
Yeah.
And the fact that he took a shot off the face, got stitched up, put some plugs up his nose, and got back out on the ice, it's awesome. It's awesome to see that. And especially his post-game interview. That was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this right now. For anyone out there who hated the fact that we traded Rocco Gudis, I'm like, are you really that upset? The guy would take penalties, like way too many penalties, and way too many costly penalties on top of it. Same thing the Wayne Simmons would do. And it's like, and then those same people didn't complain that we traded Wayne Simmons away. Because, they're like, oh, well, it was time. It's like, okay, it was also time to trade Gudis away, too.
Well, the problem with that is the people that like Gudis liked him for his physicality and the fact that he would fight. But you're right. He would take too many penalties. He was a liability.
You're right. There's nothing wrong with being physical. The Flyers have physical guys. There's nothing. Yes, maybe not as many as they used to, but Jake Voracek ain't afraid to throw the freaking body around. He does it all the time. Giroux throws the body around too, by the way. And the young guys are doing that as well. Yeah, they may not be as big or as intimidating as Gudis was, but it doesn't matter. Hell, most of the players are getting smaller.
I mean, a lot of the arguments that I saw and that I read were, well, who's going to protect these players now? It's not that league anymore. These players don't need to be protected. These players, they can and... So Jason Demers getting tied up with Konechny?
Yeah.
Probably just told him a joke.
Probably, yeah. Demers with that hockey smile with the missing tooth. But anyway, go ahead.
But, I mean, Rocco Gudis, it's not a league where they need protectors anymore. Like, most of these guys will fight for themselves.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid. Like, look at Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby's a guy, it's not often, but if he needs to, if you get under his skin enough, he'll drop the gloves with you. He'll do it. I've seen it. These guys don't need protecting anymore because it's not that type of league.
No, not anymore. I think that's the ultimate problem. People are still thinking with the philosophy of the early 2000s and before the lockout. And it's like, it's not that kind of a league anymore. You don't need somebody like a Rafi Torres to sit out there and fucking just try to murder people out there on the ice.
He was a legit goon. I hated that guy. Rafi Torres was a piece of shit.
And he got banned from the league after he hit somebody. He literally came back.
It ended his career.
Yeah, he legitimately came back off of a suspension for a year, and then he tries to kill somebody again, and then
40
he gets
games
banned.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. He just came off of one of the biggest suspensions in recent times, and then he tried to murder somebody out there on the ice.
Yeah, it was a nasty boarding call. I remember they had to take the guy off on a stretcher.
I know.
He did it with San Jose.
He did.
It's where he finished up. Or it's where he got booted, I should say.
Pretty much.
That's why they're trying to take the physicality out of it. I get it. Some boarding is going to happen. It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they really want to try and eliminate it, where was this? I think it was somewhere up in Saskatchewan or something like that. They have hockey rinks where they actually have bright orange, a really thick bright orange line painted right along the boards. That's kind of like your warning. If you're skating back and trying to get the puck and you see the orange line, to pick your body up and try and brace for a hit. It's like a warning line to try and avoid situations where you get hit from behind and push forward and smack your face on the dasher or get your neck crunched on. It's a good idea for the young kids to get out of that habit of pushing into the boards instead of just kind of hitting into the boards.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really, if anything, it's to get rid of concussions. It's to, take off injuries. And I get that and there is the negative side of that. And I've heard a lot of people say this. It's like, I don't watch hockey anymore because, it's not as physical as it used to be. And it's not as, it's not as brutal as it used to be. It's like, I get that argument and I understand that. And that's the thing, though. But it's like, well, what's more important? Is it the safety of the players or is it the enjoyment of the game? Because you can't have one. You can either have one or the other. It's your choice. And the NHL chose that they wanted to take care of the players.
And they should. And Dan Carcillo has this whole website, I want to say, about CTE and post and what his career, what his life has been like since hockey, since he's had so many concussions because of the style of player that he was.
Yeah, and he was a fighter. He was one of the last of the fighters in the Goons he was part of that dying breed. Him and Derek Bugard and guys like them, who's no longer with us.
Yeah, I was going to say Derek Bugard took his own life because of his CTE.
Yeah,
Same thing with Junior Seau. Junior Seau took his life because CTE ruined his life.
Yeah, and he had all those concussions from football. And that's where it's become the situation with football. It's the same thing where it's just like a lot of the
good
head
move by
injuries.
Lindblom. He should have taken that shot.
He should have. He waited he made the pass, and that was a mistake. All right, let's see here. Flyers. Oh, Voracek had it, and then his skate gave out, and the Coyotes got it back.
David, think bigger. It's not going to take. It's going to take a lot more than that for Taylor Hall.
You literally have to give up 2-3 players, maybe a draft pick.
He said Hall will come to Anaheim for a draft pick. He's not coming to Anaheim.
No. It would be a draft pick and 2-3 players. 2-3 young, talented players.
It'll probably take two NHL-ready prospects and a high draft pick.
Yep, that's what it's going to take.
We got a 1-0 Arizona lead going into the first break.
All right, then. So going into the first intermission, even play so far. Defense did give up 1 goal, but you know what? It's still very early in the game, and it's Phil Kessel. What a fucking surprise.
Notice the little limp he had?
Yeah.
It's from blocking a shot early in the first period.
Yeah, so with that, that'll be the end of that period. So, yeah, Flyers down 1-0, but no need to press the panic button. You still got the second period, so that's what they got to focus on.
And all in all, it wasn't a bad first period for the Flyers. They had that one
defensive lapse.
Defensive lapse. That's a better way to put it with Phil Kessel. But all in all, I mean, they felt around a little bit to see what Arizona was going to do in the first half of the first period, and then the second half of the period, you really saw them start to take charge. Time of possession was pretty much theirs. The one adjustment I would make for them in the second period would be shoot more. There's been a couple good opportunities where the Flyers have had opportunities to take good shots. Lindblom just had one at the end of the period. Chose to pass first. Take that shot. They gave you the opportunity. They give you the shot. You got to take that shot. He had a nice move to beat the defender, I believe was Jason Demers. Take the shot.
Yeah.
Take the shot. I know you had the man open on the other side, and you were trying to get Kemper to go side to side, but take that shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do. You have to take those opportunities. Even if you kind of just try to do the light shot through the 5-hole, that could possibly have worked there because I know Kemper was coming out of his net to look big. That's a way that you could do it. You could go 5-hole on him.
Or do a shot pass off his right pad and hit the guy.
Yeah.
Try to give him a rebound, but you got to take the shot. It gave you a shot. You got to take it.
Yeah.
I saw that a couple times.
But, yeah, so, I mean, so far with that's been the case with the whole Flyers right now just trying to get more opportunities in. But they were holding the Coyotes to almost nothing for shots, at least. The Coyotes really didn't have any real shots after they scored their goal. So far it's been a pretty strong period for the Flyers. Yeah, they got scored on, but strong period nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, you can still have a strong period and get scored on. But like I said, you got to get a little bit more pressure on Kemper. Yeah. And I think they started to do that, and I think they're going to continue to make that adjustment. I think defensively they played well overall. Maybe give a little bit more support to Brian Elliott and clear some of those rebounds, and definitely try and collapse a little bit more on the slot and stop giving them some opportunities in the slot. That's prime real estate. You can't let them get there easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, I think we'll take not a break yet, but we'll take a look at the standings right now for what's going on here. And we're going to dive on in with the commercial with Gritty as Santa Claus.
It's creepy. It gave me a nightmare.
I'm not gonna lie. I would be that would be awesome if I saw Santa and then all of a sudden I saw Gritty. I'd be, oh, cool, it's Gritty. What's up? I'm waiting to go to a Flyers game and see Gritty. I'm totally gonna flag him down because it would just be awesome.
He creeps me out.
Gritty is awesome. He fits Philly perfectly. Seriously, he really does.
It's not better than the Fanatic.
I don't know.
He's not better than the Fanatic.
I don't know. Brodo said he was.
Who's Ryan Brodo?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where's he at? Is he listening?
Yeah.
Brodo's at the game tonight, so if they lose, you could just pin the loss on Brodo.
Oh, he's at the game?
Oh, where was my invite?
Yeah, where was actually my invite to? Jesus. Yeah. Man, you think you know a guy.
Wait. Hopefully he's on a date.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Good point. You're right.
Hopefully he's on a date.
Never mind.
Hopefully he's there with a girl.
I was about to say, man, you think you fucking know a guy. You know he produces your show for you. You think that you're boys with him. Next thing you know, he's going to Flyers games without you. You feel fucking betrayed.
Hopefully he's there with a girl.
But yes, you're right. I will give him that benefit of the doubt. Hopefully he's there to get a little something. But anyway.
Yeah, Cooch just got plain beat on that play.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, it's Phil Kessel, and Phil Kessel can beat most people. So,
well, Couturier looked like he stopped skating, and Phil Kessel kept going. So
that's you're gonna
get beat.
Yeah,
you're gonna get beat every time.
But all right, it is what it is. I mean, to be fair, Elliott did make the original stop, but it's just it went right through him. But anyway,
just kept dribbling.
Yeah. So all right,
those are the goals you want back as a goaltender.
Yeah. All right, so on to the standings here. We take a look, and this is what the playoffs would look like right now if the season was to end tonight. In the Western Conference, we have in the Central Division, we have the St. Louis Blues leading the way with 42 points on the board, an 18-6-6 record. Colorado, they have a 7-8-2 record, 36 points. Winnipeg has 17-10-1. They are at 35 points. Pacific Division, Edmonton leads the way. Big comeback for them after starting off the season a little rocky. 17-10-3, 37 points. Arizona, they've got 16-9-4, 36 points. Hopefully we can deny them from adding any more points tonight. Vegas getting 15-11-4 is their record, 34 points on the board for them. So that's what it looks like in the division standings right now. In the wild card, the two teams leading the way is Dallas. They have 33 points, and Vancouver has 32 points.
That's around about where I thought Vancouver would be this year. Been not really much of a surprise for me. I kind of saw this coming, considering who they've been drafting the last couple of years and how Elias Pettersson came through for him last year, and now that they're healthy, I mean, it's about par for the course for the West.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw that Arizona could make an impact, and we figured that they would after they got Phil Kessel. They had the young talent. It looked like, okay, they have Rick Tocchet as their coach. It's a young and hungry team. We figured they would do something. So far, they're doing something right now this year.
Yeah, and, they got guys like Derek Stepan last year, and they traded Alex Galchenyuk for him last year. Didn't do much. Traded him again this year. But, I mean, they've been building that team for a while, and as long as Oliver Ekman-Larsson stays on that team and he leads that defense, I think they're going to be a good team. And Kemper has come in, and he's just been lights out for Arizona. So, good for them, sort of.
Yeah, absolutely. Sort of.
Sort of. I can't be too happy for him.
Well, I know.
It's just nice to see them finally getting. I guess it's just nice to see for the fan base who's been through not many good times, and I hope they get to enjoy this.
Wait a minute, there's fans?
They have some.
Oh, okay. Anyway, all right, moving on to the Eastern Conference.
They sell up more games than the Ducks do.
Damn, that's harsh. Whew.
It's not harsh. It's true.
Okay. On to the Eastern Conference. Metropolitan Division. The Washington Capitals are leading the way at 21-4-5, 47 points. In the meantime, the sky is blue. We figured they would lead the division. The New York Islanders along the way, 18-6-2, 38 points. And the Flyers showing up here, third place in the division, 16-7-5, 37 points. I love it. I love seeing it. It's exceeding my expectations right now, even though I had low expectations going into the year, and I will admit that.
A lot of expectations. I did not expect the Flyers to be where they were. I expect them to fight for a wild card all season long. To be in a division spot, especially this early, is it's unreal. It's unbelievable, and you know I enjoy watching it. I really do. But I'm just kind of curious how long it's going to last.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long it goes. Moving on, we go to the Atlantic Division. We got the Boston Bruins leading the way, 23-5. Only 3 regulation losses this year so far, 45 points on the board. The Florida Panthers at number 2, 13-9-5, 31. They struggled early on, but they've rebounded. Buffalo, a team that came out of the gate swinging, and they're still going, 13-10-5, and 31 total points on the board right now. Moving forward, in the wild cards, you have the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's weird seeing them down here. 15-9-4, 34 points. Not to say I'm complaining, but, it is weird to see them down here. Carolina is the second wild card team, 16-11-1, 33 points, holding a 3-point lead on the Montreal Canadiens right now for that second wild card spot, and only behind Pittsburgh by 1.
I kind of expect Montreal to be a little bit better this year. Not that they're playing bad, but that losing streak they had, that hurt them. That hurt them bad.
That's true. That wasn't that the longest losing streak currently in the NHL?
8 games, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So
they snapped it last night or the night before?
They snapped it, I think, last night, because I think the last team they lost to, what was it? No, it wasn't the Flyers. They faced Flyers last week. Who'd they lose to? I forget. Anyway, I'll remember someday. All right, moving on. So, with the standings all calculated and looked at right now, the teams that are still fighting for wild card spots are San Jose and Minnesota. They're not too far out, so is Calgary. Still very early on, though. And as for the East, Montreal, Toronto, they're fighting right now. They're the closest. All right. So, if the playoffs started today, this is what they would look like. You have leading the division, Washington. They have the most points compared to Boston. They would face Carolina in the first round if that was to happen. So it'd be a rematch of last year's first round meeting for Washington and Carolina.
I think Carolina would take them again.
Dude, that would be crazy if Washington lost twice to Carolina in a row. Like, damn. Boy, Washington could beat anybody but Carolina.
Well, I mean, certain teams have certain teams' numbers, but I don't know. Carolina had that bunch of jerk mentality last year, and it kind of came as a surprise to a lot of teams.
Yes.
And I don't think they have that same energy that they did last year. I mean, they're still playing good enough hockey that they're in a playoff spot as of the moment. But I don't know. I don't see Washington being able to beat Carolina. I think they find that bunch of jerks mentality again by the end of the season, and if they find them in the first round, I think you see a repeat. They just need to get that energy back, and they will. They just need to find that spark that they found last year.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Moving on, we then go to Boston. They would be facing off with Pittsburgh, so it would be a black and gold war in the first round between these two teams. Obviously, the Pittsburgh team that's rolling in is not exactly the starting team because they've had injury problems since the beginning of the damn season. And Crosby has kept them breathing for the most part. And they've been getting some of their players back, but it's still been a mighty struggle for Pittsburgh because of the fact of injuries. It's been their main problem.
I think Boston is they're just a very, very good hockey club. They know how to rotate players in and rotate players out when they come and go. And Tuukka Rask is just an ageless wonder who keeps just playing remarkable hockey year after year. It's just it's a really well-run organization, and they take Pittsburgh easily. They would take Pittsburgh easily.
Do you think a sweep, just like New York did to them?
Not a sweep, but it'll be 5.
5? All right, then. Moving on, we go to the Eastern Conference division matchups. So, in the Metropolitan, it would be the New York Islanders facing off with Philly. And I don't like that matchup at all. Because if there's one team that is going to be a tough team for the Flyers to handle, it would be the New York Islanders with the team that they've had and the way that they have just Matthew Barzal has just reinvigorated that franchise. Barry Trotz's system is blooming beautifully right now in the island. It's been a rough team to go up against this year, has been the New York Islanders.
I think the Islanders finally found their goaltender as well. I
That
finally
too,
think
yeah.
they solved that issue from last year. He's been I don't want to say they had a bad goalie last year. Robin Lehner did a solid job, but I think they got a better goalie in Semyon Varlamov, and they're playing really well in front of him. They're supporting him well, and he looks great. And I see the Islanders getting as far as the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Islanders are one of the best teams in the East overall.
I could see it happening. Yeah, and I do agree with you. If the Flyers did meet the Islanders in the playoffs, I think the Flyers would fight them, and it would fight them with everything they had. But unfortunately, I think the Islanders would get the win at the end of the day. I would say, actually, though, I see a 7-game series out of this between these two teams.
Well, even as well as the Flyers have been playing right now, I still think the Islanders are the better team. And I think that the experience that the Islanders got last year is going to play a huge factor versus the Philadelphia Flyers, and I think that's pretty much what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, I think it will too, and I think the Islanders do take that. I think it would be a heartbreaker for us. It would be a 7-game series, but I think it would end with the Flyers taking the L against the New York Islanders. It would just be like you faced a better team and you lost. It's as simple as that. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
All right, so on to the Atlantic Division. Boston and not Boston. Florida and Buffalo. That would be the matchup there.
Whew.
Two underdog teams facing off with each other. Two young and hungry teams, by the way, facing off with each other who have not had consistent playoff berths in quite some time. The last time Florida made the playoffs, they lost to the New York Islanders how many years ago? And Buffalo, the last time they made the playoffs, they lost to the Flyers.
I think this is going to be this would be a fun series to watch. I mean, Buffalo being the young up-and-coming team. Florida is not really that up-and-coming. All their key pieces have been there for a while. Aaron Ekblad and Jonathan Huberdeau. And
they just haven't been able to consistently be that postseason threat yet.
I think they finally got their coach in place. I mean, they had good goaltending with Roberto Luongo and James Reimer. I think Reimer might still be there, but Luongo retired. And now they have Sergei Bobrovsky, who got off to a very rough start. He's starting to find himself. He's starting to play his game again. And I think that goes 7, believe it or not. And I think sorry, distracted by Bond.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't know I didn't know they were making a new Bond movie.
They are, and Daniel Craig did come back. I guess he mend fences with the guys.
Time to die, huh?
I do like the title.
I like it.
I like the title of the movie.
Sorry, distracted. James Bond is I love James Bond. But anyway, so I think Florida takes it in 7. I think it's going to be a fun series, and Sabres will put up a challenge. And
I would say
I think, regardless of whatever happens, I think that would be the series of the playoffs.
I think that would, I was going to say the same thing myself, because you have two teams that you don't really know what they are playoff time-wise. Because, again, the Florida Panthers haven't been able to consistently make the playoffs to really get their footing in it, so you don't know what they are yet. And also, there are some changes since the last time they've been there. Also, Buffalo, they haven't made the playoffs since 2011. So it's been a long time since the Sabres have tasted the postseason.
Yeah.
And they are not the same team that they were in 2011.
They're not the same team they were last year. They started off really good last year and collapsed at some point. I'm kind of expecting a collapse, but at the same time, I want to see Buffalo continue playing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to see Jack Eichel get something. I shouldn't say earn, but get something for how hard he plays.
And finally, get a little taste of the postseason here. All right, then. So that's the Eastern Conference. Go to the Western Conference here. Edmonton would be facing off with who? Because out of the division leaders, Edmonton has, 37 points. St. Louis has 42. Never mind. So St. Louis would be facing the number 2 wild card, and that would be Vancouver against St. Louis. And you know what? There has to be an upset in the first round. Call me crazy. I would say Vancouver upsets St. Louis. I could see it happening.
Nah, I don't think Vancouver's that good yet. They're very good. Don't get me wrong. They're playing great hockey this year. But I don't think they beat St. Louis. I think St. Louis, they're good.
All right.
They're really, really good.
All right. And now
that experience they got last year. You're going to see a different St. Louis team in the playoffs this year.
All right, then. So, and they are the defending Cup champs, by the way.
Bingo.
And moving on, we go to Edmonton, and they would be facing off with Dallas. I could see Dallas winning this series. I could also see Edmonton winning this series. I think that both of these teams would probably have themselves a fight in this first-round matchup.
This would be a tough matchup. It's going to be a very high-scoring matchup, too.
It will be.
Two really good offenses going up against each other. Two okay defenses, and
not questionable.
Mike Smith. Mike Smith is in Edmonton now.
Edmonton and Ben Bishop is Dallas.
Decent goaltending. It would be a very offensive-minded series. Very high-scoring series. I see Dallas going winning that series.
And then finally moving forward before we begin our live reaction to the second period, which has begun. Flyers are 3-6-2 record this year when trailing after the first period. But you know what? Who cares? Records are meant to be broken. So we move forward on to the next matchup here. We go to the Pacific Division contest, which would be Arizona and Vegas. And I would say, I want to say Arizona, but I think Vegas would beat them.
I think Vegas takes them easily.
Yeah.
I think you take them in 5 or 6.
And then moving forward, we go to Colorado and Winnipeg. This would be a crazy first-round match. I would give it to Colorado, actually. I think Colorado beats Winnipeg.
I mean, I'm not that surprised by that. We know what they built in Colorado and how they've been playing the last couple of years, and Nathan McKinnon being the captain that he is. Well, he's not really the captain, but anyway, he's an alternate. He said earlier today that when his contract's up, he wants to take less money to win in Colorado, so that says a lot.
Would you say he's the locker room captain, though?
Well, he's definitely a captain. He's not Gabriel Landeskog, but he's definitely a captain. His voice is definitely heard in that locker room. But, he's going to do everything he can to win. I don't think Winnipeg is as good as they were. And Colorado's only getting better.
Yeah.
The addition of Nazem Kadri really helps, too.
Yeah. So that would be what the playoffs would look like if they started today. Now we are at the second period, and we will take a look here and see what will happen. Hopefully the Flyers will be able to even this bad boy up.
Good defensive play by Frosty.
Very good defensive play. Flyers now have the puck passing through the blue line and tried to center it, but it went out of play. Nonetheless, though, that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be reacting to the second period here. And do you want to take a break now, or do you want to wait till the second's over? You want to take it now?
We can do it now.
All right, then. So we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll continue our live reactions of the second period. And, hopefully if the Flyers score by then, it'll be really cool to see that. And we will also do a live scoring update from the Dark Wing when we come back on the other side. But before then, you guys love betting? I hope you guys do. I mean, that's something that a lot of people like to do.
Lost too much money.
So, Brian, you do like betting. All right, then. So, with that being said, there is a little website that the A2D crew will recommend for you, because in the wonderful world of sports gambling, there's a lot of websites that have popped up recently, a lot of facilities, if you will, that will allow you to let out your gambling urges. But there is one that stands above the rest, and that is ATSSportsPicks.com. Why is that? Because if you go there, you get 20% off if you use the promo code A2D. Very simple. Promo code A2D, 20% off. You can start using that, get yourself a little discount, put yourself a little non-risk bet out there on any of the football matchups that could be coming up for the week, or as well as maybe a hockey matchup if you wish to, or any of your heart's desires for whatever sport you like to bet on. Even if you want to bet on soccer, which we have a new show for soccer, by the way, here on A2D.
Kicking it stateside, I believe, Tuesdays at 5.
They are. So, hey, maybe you want to get in the urge and know a little something about soccer. You can listen to them, and you can put a little bit of bets down there and get 20% off your ATS picks. So, once again, ATS Sports Picks, 20% off promo code A2D at www.atsportspicks.com. BabcockHockey.com. This is the Hockey Happy Hour. We will continue our second period live reactions right here on A2DRadio.com right after this.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour, live here from the Real Talk Studios one last time here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. And the Flyers almost
digging. Oh, it didn't get in.
They almost poked in the puck to tie up the game. It's 12:20 left in the second period. Still a 1-0 game for Arizona. But the Flyers do have the puck, but they kept it in. Unfortunately, it went out of play. But anyway, this is the Hockey Happy Hour. Matt Sassuti right here, along with the Dark Wing, Brian Daly.
What's up?
And we've got behind the board Mr. Ralph Dellavecchio, who you can catch on The Fix on Wednesdays. And are any other shows we can catch you on?
Saturday shows.
Saturdays. Okay, then.
With
awesome.
Jake and them.
All right, then. So that's where you can catch Mr. Ralph Dellavecchio if you wish to hear the sound of his lovely voice. All right.
That's what you want to say.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just trying to, boost up the ego a little bit for Mr. Ralph, so that way he can go on to The Fix and torture Brodo even more on Wednesdays. I'm doing this for you, Bri. Seriously. Anyway.
All right.
We are brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, located in Cherry Hill, Burlington, and Princeton, New Jersey. You can find them on the web at www.specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Dr. Paul Vidal will take care of you with all your specialized physical therapy needs. And Myers is going to the box, so the Flyers will be down a man for what I am not sure of.
I was going to say, I don't think anybody really agrees with that call. Myers is looking up at the screen like he's. So what is he getting called for?
What is the call? I don't see it. That was a terrible angle. Can I see that again?
Calling high sticking on him.
High sticking. I didn't see shit. But all right, refs. Okay. Either way, though, Arizona now has a second power play of the night. They scored on their first one. That is what led to the 1-0 lead in the first period. So hopefully not a repeat will happen there. Anyway, so this power play going through for Arizona, trying to take a 2-0 lead. Hopefully that will not happen, but I do believe an offsides was called. Other than that, though, are you ready, Mr. Daly?
For scoring update?
Yes, are you?
Yeah, 1 second. Just kind of sharing the show real quick.
Oh, well, then go right ahead. Share away.
And then I'll pull that up for you.
Well, while you do that, David Roska did chime in on the YouTube. He said that Shane Gostisbehere wants to be traded. There was a rumor going around, like you said, Brian, that he wanted to be traded.
There it is.
And all I have to say about that is I actually thought Mike Yao was a coach for the Arizona Coyotes. I haven't gotten used to that. He's one of the Flyers coaches. But anyway, I just, I think if there's any truth to that, I think it's more frustration than anything else for Gostisbehere of him wanting to leave. I think it's just because he himself has gotten in his own head, and I think he's just been underperforming for the most part because of that. Ever since he got benched, and maybe it was also a reaction to that. But here's the thing, though. It's like if you don't perform, you're going to get benched. That's what happens, And it's like ever since he came back, he's been doing well. So I'm not worried about that, I mean, I know that there was a rumor going around that Gostisbehere would have been traded in the offseason when we weren't sure where the Flyers were going direction-wise with Chuck Fletcher's first offseason. But he's still here. And I still say I don't want Gostisbehere to leave. I mean, yeah, he's had his struggles. I still think he's got talent. So I think it's like, I don't want him to go. So, and I don't think that the Flyers should be too quick to get rid of him. I think it's like, all right, calm down.
Well, I mean, it's been a few years. It's been a few years that he's been here. He hasn't kind of been that player that they expected him to be. I mean, you got talent waiting down in the AHL that's, getting ready to come up, and you probably got somebody sitting up in the press box tonight, biting at a chance to play. And Gostisbehere just seems like he's been regressing year after year, and he's not getting any better. Maybe it's time that you ship him off. Maybe it's time to move on from Shane Gostisbehere.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, if the Flyers feel that way and Fletcher feels that way, come the trade deadline time, if we're buyers to be competitive in the playoffs, who knows? Maybe we sell him. Maybe we sell him for something we can use to be a stopgap and then bring in a young player.
Maybe for a sniper.
Yeah, that would be what I think we would look towards. Who knows? We'll see if it goes to that. Hopefully,
I think it's time for Ghost to get an opportunity somewhere else. I think he needs that change of scenery. I think he needs a big shakeup because he's a talented player. He's a good player, but he's not playing like it. He's not playing like that kid that was a hot shot draft pick out of what was it, Union College?
Yes.
I mean, he's just not that guy. He's just not playing that way. He's a much better player than he's shown. And his rookie season with the Flyers, he showed he can hang, and now he's just here.
I mean, we'll see.
But again, that's just
we'll see.
Humble guy's opinion.
It's still early in the season. We'll see what happens. I mean, when it comes to what he does. If he does continue to regress and they don't trade him by the deadline and he's really not contributing anything, then fine. I would say, yeah, all right. The offseason rolls around, you get rid of him, and you see what happens, what you can get for him. But let's see what happens this season before we do that. If it does come to that, though, where we can get something good for him at the deadline, fine. Trade him. I have no problem with you trading him at the deadline if you know you're getting something good back for
Just
him.
got to make sure you got that guy you're ready to replace him with.
Yes,
make sure he's ready to go.
That's the main thing. All right. With that, it is time for Mr. Daly to give you his Dark Wings scoring update. Go right ahead.
All right, so we got Arizona and Philadelphia, obviously 1-0 midway through the second period. Blackhawks beating on the Boston Bruins 2-0, about 9:33 and counting in the second period left. The Colorado Avalanche are up in Canada playing the Montreal Canadiens up 2-0 about midway through the second period. Minnesota Wild beating the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 with 6:29 left to play in the second. And it looks like Lightning are getting a power play. Islanders beating the Vegas Golden Knights 1-0 midway through the second. There's a trend here. Most of these games all started together. They're all midway through the second. Hurricanes beating the San Jose Sharks in North Carolina 2-1. Rangers beating the Columbus Blue Jackets in Ohio by a score of 2-1. Jets and Stars face off at 8:30, about 8 minutes from now. And the Sabres and Flames face off at 9 o'clock up in northern Canada.
All right, then. So that is your live scoring update from one Mr. Brian Daly. And we move forward and we continue our live reactions here of the Philadelphia Flyers and the Arizona Coyotes. And a bit of a check there from
from Shane Gostisbehere.
Yeah, holding in.
A little high.
He's had one hit so far in his time played. 9 shots, it looks like it said it there was. And lots of opportunities here.
It was a good opportunity, JVR. A little bit of a bounce on that pass.
Yeah, Lindblom was trying to make that play that he probably should have just shot it.
Seems to be the story of the night, though, is bad passes. I don't know if it's necessarily the ice or if it's something else that is affecting the puck, but passes have not been clean.
Yeah, it's been I will say, I agree with you. That's one big critique right now that I would have of the Flyers. I think what it is they're looking for, you know how I said earlier off mic that they're getting more crisper passes and they're waiting a second to find something better. It's like, okay, now you're trying to force something. There's a difference between finding something that's better for you to do and now you're just trying to force a play. You can't force it. You have to let it go. You know, if you have to take the shot, take the shot. But if you find something that's there, then fine. But if you don't see it, don't go for it. You know?
I mean, you got to let the game come to you at some point. You can't just, like you said, you can't force a play because it's not going to work. You're going to force a turnover. And that's a lot of things that they've been doing is trying to force a puck, force some bad plays. And, you know, they're causing turnovers, which is kind of why they're midway through the game and don't have a good scoring chance. And here's Jake on the run.
Oh, Jake with an opportunity here. Here's a good one.
Good
pass,
cut. Good
shot.
cut.
Oh, great play by Voracek. Unfortunately, the finish did not go through. Oh, and another great opportunity in the slot. Oh.
I don't think that got the Hayes.
No, it didn't, but, man, it was a great chance. Oh, man, Voracek set up 2 good opportunities there. Unfortunately, it did not go. But hopefully we can get more of those opportunities before the second period comes to a close here.
Well, Morgan Frost had that best opportunity there. I didn't quite see where the shot went, but it was a good opportunity there. Great plays by Jake, and that's why you want to hold on to a guy like Jake Voracek.
Absolutely.
He does wonders with the puck. I mean, yes, does he turn it over a little bit more than he should? Yeah. But he's got great vision.
Yeah.
He's one of the best passers in the league.
It's been an interesting sort of big loss there along the boards for the Flyers. An opportunity here for the Coyotes. Oh,
Good
man, that one
there.
hit the post. Oh, that hit the inside of the post, too, so that was a scary one. Do not want another one like that happening. At least you can take the benefit of knowing if there's any goals, it's not being scored on Hart. But anyway, that's the one positive you could take out of that. It's like, oh, good. This is if they wind up losing this, hopefully.
Well, I mean,
not.
like I said, they've been playing very well defensively. And I mean, the only real bad play was the power play goal by Phil Kessel earlier on in the first period. But, I mean, Flyers' offensive attack has been there. Defense has been really good. They haven't really given up too many good opportunities. The best ones I've seen have been on a very sharp angle.
Yeah, and Coyotes now behind the net trying to play it ahead to Elliott. Elliott made a save on a bad angle, and now the Flyers have it. So now we'll see what the Flyers can do here. They got the puck pass. Oh, shot. Oh, held on to by Kemper.
I mean, it was a good opportunity. It looked like the 5-hole was open a little bit there on Kemper. It's a good shot there by Kevin Hayes, but I would have tried to see if I could hold it and play a little more patient with it.
Yeah, I mean, Farabee got this pass, and also the puck wasn't settled down either, so I think that also played into it. It almost snuck past Kemper, though, but Kemper did manage to play it off of his paddle, and it went into his stomach. If it had, man, if only it had gone, if only it bounced off of the pad and went through the hole. But it is what it is.
That play didn't even hit the puck or hit the post.
No, never mind. It died off right before it got there.
Got deflected and it hit off of Elliott and went into the corner.
Still a scary play, though, nonetheless. The Coyotes had a real good chance there.
Deflections are always scary because you never know where they're going to go.
That is true. They could go wide or they could go right into your net, which is why I always say this in hockey, no lead is safe. You can never be 100% sure you got a team beat. That's the beautiful thing about hockey. You can be a 2-1 lead, or you can have a 3-2 lead, or you can have a 4-2 lead. It doesn't matter. Any lead. One moment could go by and you could be losing a game.
Yeah, you don't got to tell me about that. Anaheim having a 4-0 lead against Florida about a month ago.
Ooh.
Wound up losing 5-4 in overtime.
Oh, Jesus. And I believe a penalty is coming up against Arizona. And, yep, that will be a interference call is going to be made on the Arizona Coyotes. So the Flyers will have a chance on their power play with 5:56 left to go in the second period. So far, it's been back and forth this second period. Flyers had a few defensive breakdowns, but they were still able to recover. Elliott made some good saves, and the Flyers had some really nice golden opportunities there, specifically the one set up by Jake Voracek. Unfortunately, the finish was not there that would lead to a goal.
I think that's been the story of this second period has been so far is inability to finish. Couple good opportunities I saw. While we were on break, Sanheim had a good opportunity for a tip-in that just missed. They got to figure out a way to finish. They're getting the opportunities.
Yeah, you're right.
Getting the opportunities.
So let me ask you this question. So take Giroux and Voracek out of the equation. Who would you select, since the All-Star commercial came up there, who would you vote to be an All-Star on this Flyers team, excluding Voracek and Giroux because they're the two obvious ones?
Oh, Konechny.
Hands
down. I would vote Konechny and Oscar Lindblom.
All right, then.
Both have been playing outstanding this year. I'm upset that they broke the lineup of Konechny and Couturier and Lindblom. I thought they were hot. I mean, Konechny's just been playing out of his mind. 28 games, 27 goals, or 27 points. Other than that, I mean, that's it for me. Konechny and Lindblom.
All right, then. Ralph, Who would you select?
I'm going to go TK as well.
TK?
I mean, TK has been doing it, and that's another guy that's been living up to his contract that he got in the offseason as well. Yeah, but I'm gonna go TK.
All right then. Oh, look, highest among rookies. Philip Myers on the plus minus. That's nice to see. He's a plus 12. That's pretty. That is pretty to see. He's ahead on some of the better players that you see out there. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, look at that. That was
Blatant interference.
Yeah.
So it's Chychrun again. He's a second penalty tonight for poor old Chychrun. He cannot catch a break.
Well, I mean, you could have gone either way on his tripping call, but that was clear-cut interference. He completely took Tyler Pitlick
center
out of the
shot!
play.
Oh, and he shot it wide. Damn it. Oh, that was the best chance the Flyers have had all night. Oh. All right. Set it back up.
Arizona's got a broken stick, so it's...
Yeah, they do. It looks like it's Paul Richardson. He's going to get a stick back now.
Ugh, that sucks. Couldn't take advantage of that, but it is what it is.
Raska, we move in next week. So we'll be doing our show from our new studio next week.
Hell yeah, man. It's exciting. It is super exciting. You know what's really exciting? They have heat. That's the exciting part. There's heat. No, yes.
No space heaters anymore.
Yeah, no
Not
more.
that you can really see it.
No, and also no having to worry about them short out the freaking, outlets and everything, which we used to have to worry about.
Good shot there by Provorov.
Oh, man.
With a man in front.
Power play opportunity still with a great opportunity there, but a stoppage in play because I do believe it went into the Coyotes bench as it went through center ice. This was a chance from Frost. Oh, that's what happened. It went high because the puck rolled up onto its side.
This was a good shot selection here, too, with a man in front. I couldn't tell who it was. It's JVR. JVR sitting in his office doing his thing.
Yeah, and
Morgan Frost upset.
Yeah, he's pissed. He had the best opportunity tonight. He's had 2 missed shots this whole evening.
Shake it off, kid. Just go out in the next shift.
It's all right, man. The puck just rolled up on its side. That shit happens to everybody. It could happen to anyone at any time.
Bad play there, trying to get it up the boards.
Yeah, but they still got 56 seconds left, so you could set it up. Gostisbehere with the puck. Passes it back. And going through center. And there we go. Opportunity here for the Flyers. Shot, and it didn't get through. It's all right, though. Set it up. And there.
Got to get them chasing. They're not chasing enough.
No. Gostisbehere with another pass. They tried to flip that one in. That one didn't get to Kemper at all. Come on, guys.
So one of the things that I noticed is they're a little bit more patient in the zone when they're on the power play, which is kind of leading them more points.
Great chance.
Couturier needs to rip that.
Damn, Couturier had another great opportunity there. Actually, a better chance than Frost had. Oh!
Shot there.
Oh, and Kemper made this save, but it came out of his glove. Man, I would have given anything to have a Flyer right there to take advantage of that. And full strength are the Coyotes. So the Coyotes kill off the second Flyers power play of the evening.
But a big chance here. 3-2, 4-2.
Big chance. And Kemper made the save, but there was nothing to shoot at.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Gostisbehere had all this open space and time. He's got to take that shot.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. There's no defending that. Way too many passes.
Out in front.
Great chance.
Kemper is standing on his head tonight.
Jesus
Christ.
I know. Kemper, he's showing, man. He is showing why he's the starter for the Arizona Coyotes right now.
And what I love seeing at the end of all that was Jake Voracek skating behind Kemper as he skated out, gave him a little tap to the butt, saying, hey, hell of an effort on that power play.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you are right, Brian. I mean, Ghost has to shoot that. I mean, he had the whole ice to himself. He has to shoot that.
Yeah,
he has to.
One too many passes, and there was nothing there to shoot at. I mean, I know that the shot was still taken, but it's like there's nothing. Even if it got through him, it would have gone high and wide.
And it's all well and good, but Oscar Lindblom's on too sharp of an angle.
Yeah.
Kemper's right there. There's no way that puck's getting in.
The whole sliver of light is completely cut off. If you don't see nothing, then you got nothing. I mean, I think he was just taking the shot for the hell of it because he realized that, well, shit, I might as well.
Well, he's running out of space.
Yeah.
Got to take the shot. There it is.
A wraparound try, and they couldn't tap it home. Oh, man,
I got to see that replay.
The Flyers were looking super dangerous there, but somehow the puck is staying out of the net. That is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. 15 chances by the Flyers, and they still can't get a goal in. Damn it. This is That is not good. All right, come on, guys.
Taking advantage of all the turnovers. They're getting into the zone and they're getting shots off. They got to find the finish.
They do.
They got to find the finish if they want to have any success in this game.
Man, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Damn.
I want to see that replay.
Great chances. Yeah, I do want to see that replay too. That was the best chance. I mean, Frost had a good shot. Couturier had a good shot, but Couturier hesitated, and because he hesitated, he didn't get the goal. And yeah, okay, so this is the turnover.
This wasn't the one I wanted to see.
So Myers recovers the puck here, but I do believe that was what got called offsides, and that's what resulted in the stoppage in play. Coyotes won the faceoff, and 10 faceoff wins to the 7 of the Coyotes. So the Flyers are leading in the faceoff win department, but again, still don't matter. They still need to get that goal. And turnover here, bad turnover for the Flyers here in their own zone, and thank God that did not find any of the Coyotes there, as that was a good chance on the center. And they turned it over.
Flyers once again showing time of possession in the second period again.
Oh, turnover, but a penalty called on the Arizona Coyotes, and I believe it's going to be a slash.
Talking not happy about that.
It is that Schultz?
I don't know who that is.
Schmaltz? Someone's going.
Might be Schmaltz, because I know he got traded to. Was he a part of the? What the hell is his name?
Hold on, let me see this replay one more time.
Brandon Perlini.
Okay, so
got in on the hands.
Okay, I think that is Schmaltz.
It is.
It's Nick Schmaltz. All right, so
came over to Arizona in the deal to get Brandon Perlini for Chicago.
All right, so there we go. So Nick Schmaltz is in the box. The Flyers have a gift now. Can the Flyers take advantage of it? This is a big power play chance right here.
This is pretty much going to finish up the second period.
Absolutely, yeah, because there's only what would be like 15 seconds left before that would be left. So yeah,
it's a good shot by Niskanen. Guys in front.
Yep, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, hey, keep getting pressure on Kemper. Just keep peppering him. He can't stop everything.
Well, the way he's playing right now, yeah, you can.
Don't you dare put that on me right now. Don't you dare.
It's more fun that way. Maybe it's a little bit of reverse psychology.
Okay, we're trying to do this for you. We're trying to help you in your standings against the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, well.
That's not why we're doing it, though.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
Anaheim needs to win games. That's how they help themselves.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's see here. Flyers trying to do a little pass here.
Arizona's giving them the time to get set up. They're giving them the space. They just need to figure out a way to finish.
Good recovery, though, on a poke check that Arizona gave to the Flyers. Still with it at the point. Niskanen then finally passed it.
There's centered. An opportunity out in front there.
It was try from Couturier, but it didn't go, so it cleared down. But there's still plenty of time on this power play. They just got to get set up here.
It's just insanity, the chances the Flyers are getting, and they can't seem to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net.
And it's not all Darcy Kemper. A lot of that has to be blamed on the Flyers. There's been some hesitation. There's been bad passes. A lot of that also has to fall on the illness of just bad plays.
Like right there.
Yeah, and that one's forcing something that's not there when you put it up the slot like that and there's no one there. It's just there's got to, they had some good shot selections that Kemper, and that's another bad play right there. Another bad pass, and that resulted in a turnover in neutral zone ice.
Kind of hoping to see a little bit more on this power play, what you saw in the last one. You saw it early, but they can't seem to get back in the zone.
No, they can't, and it's mostly because they're being pass happy at that blue line, and they shouldn't be pass happy. There's a turnover right there. Voracek tried to carry it through, but the Coyotes had it snuffed out.
Well, it looks like the Coyotes are playing a small box, so as soon as they enter the zone, they're going to kind of try and close in on the slot.
Which is a problem.
And that's something the Flyers are doing. They're skating right in the middle of the slot.
Yeah, that's what Voracek's doing. He's forcing it, and he shouldn't be forcing it right now. And that almost – you're – okay, I'm sorry. Are you just going to have one of the Coyotes come down and try to check Elliott? Are you fucking joking right now? Seriously.
It's West Coast hockey, baby. No goalies are safe.
Well, that's the problem, though. The Flyers allowed it to happen, which is something that bothers me. It's like, I don't give a shit. It's like, fucking, cover your fucking goalie. All right, well, that'll be the end of the second period. Flyers get no goals on several really great opportunities on Darcy Kemper. Kemper made a few really great saves, but I'm going to give a pretty much all, I'm not going to cut it. The only reason why the Flyers are not tied right now is because of them. They have failed in that second period. You can say Kemper, but that's a cop-out right now. The Flyers at the end of the day had several great opportunities, time in and time out, on 2 different power play opportunities late in the second period to swing the momentum their way going into the third, and great opportunities, and they got nothing out of that. That is on them. That is not on Kemper. Kemper made some great saves, but there was hesitation by Couturier on a shot he should have taken. Frost, the puck rolled up on his stick. Not really his fault. But then, one too many passes from Gostisbehere to a no fucking daylight angle to fucking Lindblom. It's like, I know Lindblom's been scoring goals, but Christ, he's not a miracle worker, for fuck's sake. I mean, the fuck, guys. You fucked yourselves right there. You fucked yourselves out of tying this game. It's not Kemper who stopped you. You fucked yourselves out of that.
I mean, you got to give the credit to Kemper. Kemper's standing on his head. There's been opportunities, yeah. They've missed a couple open nets, some hesitation, yeah. But you know what? At the end of the day, Kemper's still making these saves.
I'm not saying he's not making saves, and I even said that. It's like it's that. It's just that there have been golden opportunities there, and for fuck's sake, I mean, they were opportunities that they could have scored on, and they fucked it up. One too many times they were getting pass happy. And by the way, when they're trying to go through the neutral zone, they go right into the defense and trying to force things that are not there, forcing bad passes and what have you. It's like, that is how you screw yourself over on a power play. That's how you screw yourself over in games. You need to play better than that. That's all I got to say about that. That ain't going to cut it. That shit's not going to cut it there. That was terrible on the Flyers' part towards the end of that second period.
I mean, think about it this way. The offense is the only reason. I mean, the time of possession is the reason why this game is in worse shape. Flyers are playing well. They just need to find the finish. That's all. Once they find that finish, they pop that first one. Could be like the game in Toronto all over again, where they pop 2 or 3 more in the span of 2.5 minutes.
If it happens like that, it'll be a complete breakdown on the Coyotes' part on that one.
Oh, hi, Brodo.
Oh God, he showed his face.
He said, I'm 30 feet away from the ice. The last 2 minutes of the Flyers hockey was embarrassing, skating around with blindfolds on.
No, it was brutal, man. It was brutal. They're trying to force shit that's not there. I mean, and yes, the Flyers were playing fine prior to that, but the problem is Christ, again, you fucking towards the end they're forcing shit that's not there. That cannot happen. That just cannot happen.
I mean, like I said, when they got back into the zone on the penalty kill, Arizona kind of collapsed a little bit towards the slot. Yes, you saw Voracek skating to the center. He's trying to get the puck to the outside. But, once, okay. Twice, shame on you. Third time, you got to try something else.
Yes.
At that point, you see that they're starting to collapse in. Dump it.
Yeah.
Because you got the guys everybody's skating into the zone. Dump the puck. You have the edge. Because, like I said, Arizona's collapsing into the slot. So they're going to try and protect the slot. You got to get to the outside somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just so that's the end of the second period. Flyers still down 1-0. They still have a whole 20 minutes left to go, so it's not the end of the game yet. So Flyers just have to, take a deep breath and realize what they were doing right in that period, and they have to correct what they were doing wrong, which is making the adjustments.
There was a lot done right in that period.
There was.
They got the opportunities. They got a bunch of chances. They pretty much owned time of possession. They didn't give Arizona much to work with in the first 40 minutes. Just Kemper, they got to find a way to beat Kemper. Kemper's the reason why they still lead this game. He's the only reason why they still lead this game. The Flyers have, I don't want to say dominated, but they've the edge is on their side.
It is. The question is can the Flyers take advantage of that? That's the real question. So, with that being said, I believe it is time to say goodbye to the folks.
I'm scared.
It is here.
Oh, he sent me.
What, Ralph? You look upset.
I don't want to leave.
You don't want to leave? I know. I don't want to leave either. But
oh God, what is this that he sent me?
Oh no, what did Broda say? Did Brodo just send Gritty to you?
Yes, he did.
Oh
That's
my
so
God.
weird.
Is Gritty on a hoverboard?
It looks like he's on roller skates.
Oh my God, that is fucking awesome.
It is a hoverboard. Yeah. Ew, weird.
Gritty
I
is
like it.
Gritty is the shit.
I don't like it.
The Gritty is awesome.
I don't like it.
Oh man. It's all right. We'll make sure that Santa Gritty visits you this year. Get you your gifts. Okay. All right. That'll do it for this edition of the Hockey Happy
Listen,
Hour.
the only way I'll take it is if Taryn Hatcher's under my tree.
Okay. All right then.
I like Ralph's. Yes.
Yeah. So Santa Gritty, if you're listening, Brian's been a good boy this year. All he needs is a little Taryn Hatcher in his life, and he'll be happy.
Oh my God, what happened? I'm getting giddy already.
So Santa Gritty, make your list. Check it twice, my man. All right. So with that being said, we must bid you all adieu for the evening. We will be back next week with brand new surroundings as we will be saying goodbye to the Real Talk Studios here, and we'll be going to the new Real Talk Studios really, really soon. And yeah, it's tough to say goodbye to this place. Lots of great memories, lots of great moments, lots of great times that we had in this studio with Rob, with Mikey, with Dean, with Ralph, Ryan, Frank. It's been one hell of a ride here in this studio.
It has been. It has been. I'm excited.
Yeah, but
Can't wait to see what's ahead for us over there.
It's going to be exciting, man. As one chapter ends, another one begins. A new era for A2DRadio.com and a brand new studio. So that'll be next week. Until then, though, folks, enjoy the third period. Hopefully the Flyers can tie and win this bad boy before it's all said and done. But until then, until next week, until we get to the new studio, I'm Matt Satsuti. This is the Darkwing Brian Daly. Behind the board tonight was Mr. Ralph Delavecchio, who you can catch on Wednesdays and Saturdays on A2DRadio.com. We were brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, located in Cherry Hill, Burlington, and Princeton, New Jersey. Go ahead and hit up the Dr. Paul Vidal, who will take care of all your specialized physical therapy needs, and you can find him at www.specializedphysicaltherapy.com. This has been the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com, and we will see you from our brand new location and studio next week on A2DRadio.com. Night, everyone.